Hey YouTube, how's it going? Torsar here with another sports talk video. Before I get started today, I would just like to say thank you so much for all the support. My last video I made about Dylan Brooks did very well, especially considering it was a video that I wasn't even sure I should make to begin with. And I hope you guys can see why you have to talk about subscribers and subscribing on a YouTube channel, because my videos for me were doing fairly decent since I've come back, and I wasn't getting any subs. Now I talk about subs, and I got, I think, 6 so far in the last video, which again, not a huge number, but for me, just starting out, trying to get things rolling, very good. Thank you guys so much. Not trying to like shame anyone or pressure anyone into doing it. If you want to, do it. If not, I completely understand. You just want to show support. You don't care how many videos are in your feed, or you just generally want to see my videos, as soon as I make them. And like I said, hopefully we could just get things rolling. And yeah, if you're even watching this right now, again, thank you, and I hope you enjoy. Now, I'd like to talk today. One side note before I get started. Also, I know there was a few people asking if I'm going to do any NFL content. Yes, I've been fully meaning to make at least a video here and there about the NFL, but every day, I wasn't even going to make this video today. I was going to let it sit there and let the one I just made the other day kind of stew for a little bit longer, because it seems as soon as you put another one out, it kind of cuts off your previous video, and that one's still been picking up like a lot of views. I'm considering it my most successful video. I know I made one about the Shannon Sharpe and Grizzlies incident that got way more views, but that was kind of an anomaly. This one did very well, so it's kind of like, a tough line to walk, where do I let that previous one sit there, or do I make a new one? And I keep meaning to make an NFL video, but every day I get home, or every other day I get home, and something crazy happens in the NBA. The NBA is on fire right now. Usually my NBA videos do better anyway, so you got to strike while the iron's hot. But I do plan on making some NFL videos. So anyway, with all that out of the way and that being said, today, shockingly, at least to me, maybe not to some people who are more in tune with the Milwaukee Bucks ongoings, but shockingly, they fired Coach Budenholzer today, Mike Budenholzer. Now, he just won an NBA championship with the team 2 years ago. So, and I know, it shouldn't be that shocking, really. There's just no loyalty nowadays unless you're someone like, obviously, like a Greg Popovich, maybe even someone who only has one championship but has a long history of winning and getting teams at least into the playoffs, like a Doc Rivers. But, to win a championship 2 years ago, and this is the third guy who's been released by his team who won an NBA championship, the 3 out of the last 4. So obviously Steve Kerr isn't going to be let go by the Warriors. He's the one that hasn't been. But Nick Nurse, Frank Vogel, and now Mike Budenholzer. And for me, the first thing that comes to mind right away, okay, Giannis was okay with this, or he downright asked for it. There's no way in NBA heck that they're getting rid of a coach that the superstar player on the team doesn't want to keep. This isn't back in the day when, Michael Jordan had to be told, Phil Jackson is going to be the next coach, whether you like it or not. No, in today's NBA, the superstars run the team. So I guess it shouldn't be that shocking. At the beginning of the year, I guess that Giannis already was kind of like done with Budenholzer. They probably would have had to win the NBA title again, or at least maybe make the finals. He was on the hot seat pretty much since Giannis emerged as one of the best, or if not the best players in the NBA. They were expected to get to the finals, I guess, every year. They were thinking about getting rid of him after the 2020 bubble defeat to the Heat. And then after last year, They won the title the next year after the bubble, and then after last year being up 3-2 to the Boston Celtics, and then losing game 6 and 7 with some questionable calls at the end of games. And that continued this year, but it was much worse because it was to the Miami Heat, which I guess that team just has their number. Sometimes that's the way it goes. Teams are bad matchups. Jimmy Butler played phenomenal. So let me I had a couple notes on this, so let me tell them to you guys. This is only the sixth number one seed in NBA history to lose to an 8 seed. Now about that, this isn't the traditional NBA anymore. Not the NBA that some of us grew up with. Maybe some of you, if you're younger, like under 20, watching this video, you're like, huh, what are you talking about? I mean, this pretty much never used to happen. But nowadays, especially with the play-in tournament, I mean, look at the West. The Lakers were the 7th seed. They beat the 2 seed in the Grizzlies. Was anyone shocked by that? No. The Warriors were the 6th seed. They beat the 3 seed in the young and up-and-coming Sacramento Kings. Was anyone shocked by that? No. They won the title last year. The Lakers have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, 2 of the 10 best players in the league, no matter how, even if Anthony Davis is every other day Anthony. This is just the NBA between guys resting, sitting out, injuries. You look at the West again. The 4 and 5 matchup was the Phoenix Suns versus the LA Clippers, both superstar laden teams. This is more. It's gonna come more and more. There's not gonna be like, oh, the champion is gonna come out of the top 3 seeds in either conference. Whereas that didn't normally used to be the case. Like in the 90s, I think one year Houston was like the 5th seed when they won it. But that was also in the vacuum that Michael Jordan left the 2 years. I think it was the first year he retired, when they were the 5th seed Houston. But they also had a bunch of great players. They had Hakeem Olajuwon, one of the best players in the game. So that kind of, that thing happens every now and again, but it's going to happen more and more often in the NBA. So I don't really look at that as like, I know they were the 1 seed, they had the best record in the NBA, but it's like, were they really that much of a mega juggernaut, just world beater that they was like, oh my God, they lost to the Heat? I really didn't look at that like it was like the most horrible thing in the world. Jimmy Butler just played insane, but I guess Giannis had a problem with how they played against him because he said in regards to not being put on Butler more, out of respect, you've got to let the coach make the adjustment, he said after Game 5, Antetokounmpo that is. At the end of the day, I wish I could have guarded Butler more. Now, this is just the 4th coach in the past 50 seasons to lead his team to the best record in the NBA and not return the following season. And that list includes Mike Brown after the 09-010 Cavaliers, which we all know what happened. LeBron left after that. Phil Jackson, 97-98. Again, famously, we all know what happened with that. They just blew up the team. That was the Last Dance season. And then Pat Riley with the 89-90 Los Angeles Lakers, which that was probably maybe more of just, his time had expired there. Because obviously those are, Mike Brown, he just won the Coach of the Year this year. So he's still, he's a good coach. And then Phil Jackson and Pat Riley are 2 of the greatest coaches of all time. So those are kind of anomalies. And like I said, this is now the 3rd coach in the last 4 seasons to win the title and then be let go by their team shortly after. Man, it's rough, man. An NBA coach, you are not really fully in control of your team. You better call the plays well, and you better run the stuff on the floor well, and you better be best buds with your superstar, because if not, they are not gonna back you up when it's time. Even if it's not their decision, even if they don't ask for it. They're not gonna, just say, no, don't get rid of them. You're just they're gonna want to move on from you. It's crazy. man, you gotta feel for the guy. I mean, I'm sure he'll rebound somewhere. He's a good coach. He's still got 2 years left, I think, on his deal for 16 mil. So hey, maybe he just takes a season off and still gets paid. That's probably what I would do. Some of these guys that still have contract years left and they come back the next year, it's like, man, take a year off. But hey, these guys have great jobs and can't blame them for wanting to get back in the mix. I guess it'd probably be pretty addicting to be an NBA head coach as long as you're not getting too stressed out by it, like Urban Meyer style in the in football coaching. Just always seemed so stressed out. But I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think this was shocking? Did you see it coming? Do you feel for the guy? Do you think it was deserved? How much do you think Giannis had to do with it? Did he ask for it? Or did he kind of just get told that they're letting him go and was like, okay, I'm fine with that? Let me know. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up. Yet again, wasn't even going to make this video today, but I just had to because the NBA just keeps popping off. Anyway, guys, till the next one, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace.